And ask me, are you dying as you live or living afraid to die? I couldn't lie, son. I heard God's son, like a calm hum. Died some, came alive some, up on high some. Lifted out that prison, you'll be sliding out that sepulcher. Crosshair on my body, don't care if they shoot the messenger. Ain't no weapon shall prosper, gospel flow out me like lava. No enemy that we can't counter, Mouser. I spit heat throughout the heavens to the valleys, from the highs into the lows. Everybody,
I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hello everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me okay. So today is going to be a follow-up to the first stream. Hello JC, hello Helen M, and Max Norton, Anthony Kimball, Peyton, Steve Sippos, and Meatball, hello. Thank you guys for being here. So I know that I said, and hello Angel, YouTube loves to not notify my people, so that doesn't surprise me. The algorithmic gods don't really care for me. I know that I said in the last stream that I would be, obviously doing a follow-up if I got more information, but people want to fuck around and find out, so that's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, Pooks. I was lurking you earlier, Pooks. I love you, and I was thinking about calling you, but I had to get this done today. And hello, Eddie Mead. Big fan of the podcast. First time tuning into one of these lives. Oh, well, Eddie Mead, this probably isn't a great live because I'm going to be taking it old school today. And hello, Dr. Crispy Rothschild and Mortuary Wood Chipper and Chuck. Today I'm taking it old school because people want to fuck around and find out. So we're going to fuck around and find out. And I'm going to start, I'm laying it all on the table. And any presumed alliances that people like to pretend that I have, those are going to be disillusioned today, is the nicest way that I can say it. And I love you too, Pooks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run the intro and then we're going to get into it.
Mine was blank. I needed time to think, get the memories from my mind. What did I see? Can I believe that what I saw that night was real and not just fancy? Just what I saw in my own dreams were the reflections of my warped mind staring back at me. 'Cause in my dreams it's always there, the evil face that twists my mind, brings me to despair. 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire respond to be released. Torches blazed, sacred chants were praised, and as they start to cry, their hands held to the sky. In the night, fires burning bright, the is done. 666, the number of days. Sacrifice is going on tonight. I'm coming back. I will return, and I'll possess your body, and I'll make you burn. I have the fire, I have the force, I have the power to make my evil take its course.
Okay, let me see who I missed here. And the chat's going on the screen, so you want to fuck around and find out? We're going to fuck around and find out, okay? Hello, Chuck, and I love you back, Janae. I can't say it enough. And hello, Lawrence Morgan, sweet dude Shibby, hello. And let me see who else. Helen M, I said hi. Wes H, thank you so much. Yeah, I think that cover is really beautiful. I really like it. And hey, Soil Lodge, it's been a hot minute. I'm so glad that you made it. All right, so again, today, sorry for those that this might be your first time tuning in or you're new to the channel. And hey, my third eye, this is important. The response or lack of response from the community. In my humble opinion, I think that there's some serious fuckery going on behind the scenes, and I don't exactly know what it is. I'm kind of trying to figure it out, and also I just don't fucking care. But let's go ahead, just as a little reminder here, if this thing will load. Sorry guys, I did preload stuff into Restream again, so it might be a little bit laggy. Let me guys know if you can see this first screenshot okay, because people were, complaining in the previous stream about Charlie Kirk that stuff was blurry and that they couldn't see. I wanted to give a nice visual. We're floating through the trees and it's sparkly. That way there's something nice to look at. But let me know if you guys can see that screenshot okay. And if you can't, just let me know. Bueller, anybody, holla if you hear me. It's quite magical, isn't it? I do like it. I like it a lot. I think the last time I used this was when we were reading Nick Schreck's dad's porno book. So, all right, we're Gucci. We're good. Okay, cool. All right, so this was the first stream that I did about 4 weeks ago, about a month ago, right? So I've been setting these things aside, waiting, and now we're just gonna go ahead and dig right in. Now I'm gonna have to make this bigger. Let's see how this looks on the screen with you guys. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, so this post is from September 27th. Okay, from Mr. McClary. Re the death of Doug Kramer from my wife, Virginia. In respect of any serious investigation into the death of Doug Kramer, I would like to start by pointing out that in regards the documentation that Dana Rotting Jules recently presented on the 22nd of September 2025 at her YouTube channel, combined with her presentation of the extant rules and policies applicable to normal procedure where Doug lived applicable to his death, I tend to agree with Dana's bringing attention to what doesn't make sense about Doug's death, because it doesn't make sense. If I was to involve myself in a serious investigation, I would first want to verify for myself that the documentation is indeed as Dana presented and is complete. Nothing is missing. And I added here, are you insinuating I would misrepresent documents? Why didn't you spend the $50? It's your peer, right? I'm just some random person. I could say nothing about what I'm about to discuss, but I feel at this time that it wouldn't be right or respectful to Doug, despite his last words full of undeserved accusations and negativity to me in June of 2023, to not at least point out a few things that I consider disrespectful of truths in and around Doug's death. Okay. Dana has instances of altering truths in her videos, the specific events between she and I on the night of December 11th and December 12th, 2023. The videos I'm going to reference are currently all easy to find at her Rotting Jewels YouTube channel. Correct, because I don't delete anything. And I say here, if I don't recite transcripts verbatim, because I did re-listen to that stream this morning, and I said specifically, it's been 2 years, I don't remember exactly what I said. That's me altering the truth. I don't delete my videos. I can't say the same for your blog or your blog post. Let's continue. All right, so where are we here? Video reference, One for the Road, February 18th, 2024. Notes. At minute 48:28, basically accurate description of events prior to and in relation to the specific event from me to her on December 11th, 2023. If you had a problem with this, instead of weaponizing it after the fact to bolster whatever argument you think you're making, why didn't you tell me then? It's a valid question. However, the above is followed by, at 50:50, multiple inaccuracies about the specific events between she and I on December 11th and December 12th, 2023. Again, same question. If you had a problem with it then, why didn't you say something? Next, Dana video reference, Scientology's Legacy of Secrets in Honor of the Truth, September 22nd, 2025. Notes. At 29 minutes and 2 seconds, multiple inaccuracies, breach of confidentiality regarding a private text conversation between she and I that began on December 11th, 2023. A word. I will not be baited into publicly publishing the hard evidence of Dana's breach of confidentiality to serve any kind of us and them clickbait vendetta that seems to be occurring between Dana and others she doesn't like who have past or current involvement in Scientology. This includes myself. I said, that's okay. You can sit on your moral high horse. I'll show it. And she says, although I no longer characterize myself as ever really being a Scientologist to the point of, let's go to the next slide, to the point of surrendering my identity, my principles, my integrity, or my critical thinking skills, as many people did. I cannot be X anything. I never actually became or was converted to in the way they wanted in the first place. It was wrong of me to take on that corralling label without examining it more closely. It is not an accurate description of me. I haven't figured out a more accurate term yet for what and who I am, but it is definitely not Scientologist, nor is it ex-Scientologist. And I said here, except you were a Scientologist, including on paper, so this appears to be historical revisionism. I studied Scientology closely as to its veracity or not, giving it a fair chance. It failed in every way that I consider important, not the least of which is convincing me of its veracity. I came to my own initial final conclusions about it and went public with my experiences and cut off all association with the Church of Scientology and later all forms of it outside the church after they all failed in exactly the same ways as the church with me. And we're going to go to the next one. Let's see. All right. After I went public, the Church of Scientology declared me a suppressive person, Hubbard's way of calling someone crazy, admitted in his own words, and fair gamed for the last 25 years straight, which didn't work to convert me either. In my opinion, one of the most under-discussed goals of fair game is to artificially engineer the person failing until they convert. All of the Scientology variants outside the church followed in the church's footsteps towards me in that same way when they too failed to convert me. To this day, many of them try to hide their absolutely lockstep agreement with the Church of Scientology and its suppressive person, disconnection, fair game, aka, is not human and has no human rights activity towards me. How they try and hide it from the general public, their marks, is by calling me various psychiatric crazy terms like malignant narcissist, bully, and so on, instead of the suppressive person label, which is, of course, easily identifiable in Scientology. Let's go to the next one. And I put right here, these terms are also applicable in circumstances completely unrelated to Scientology. Are you sure you weren't a Scientologist? If you see any of them doing this deceptive practice, whether they call themselves ex or independent Scientologist or inner work Scientologist, etc., I haven't heard inner work, so that was enlightening. Know that this is how they try to hide that they still wholeheartedly practice all of the dark triad of Hubbard's suppressive person label and activities. Because if you understand that crazy and all its current variations out there in the world is what Hubbard meant by suppressive person, you will understand much more clearly why these people jump right on board to justifying that I be isolated, disconnected from, and fair gamed, stripped of my home, my assets, don't deserve my own husband, my own children, etc., right on up to and including more than one attempted murder. And I state here, I have never made such claims, though you have publicly accused me of putting you two in danger because a bird bath in your yard broke. Yeah, everyone remembers that, and I do have the screenshots, should I need to bust those out. But let's go ahead and let's continue. All right, let's see. Right here. To this day, the church and its intelligence handlers, right on up to the top of that line, still try to claim me a Scientologist, including that it's been programmed into the AIs when asked about me. Well, we're going to be looking at some interesting AI responses from someone else that they put in about me. Unfortunately, when you're out there on the internet, you can't really control what the robots say. You should find that more than interesting. You should find that more than interesting that there is such a concerted effort to do so for the entire 25 years since I left the church. Why? Those who actually want to see will. I would strongly suggest that those truly interested in truth should look very closely at anyone that tries to say I'm still a Scientologist and why they are doing it. And I ask a very pertinent question. How can anyone do that when your blog has been down? Why did you remove all those incessant posts about me? I have screenshots of all of those, and some of those blog posts are archived. All that being said, I realize it appears to be off topic Doug, but it actually isn't, in my opinion. If I was involved in a serious investigation regarding Doug's death, which I am not at this time, I do believe that both Parker Fate, a fake name, and another person are POIs or persons of interest, which doesn't automatically equal guilty, because one was perhaps the last person to speak or text with Doug prior to him going missing, as to contact, etc., then being found dead days later. The other person had rather fast knowledge of that death discovery, and in my opinion, should be questioned as to how and why they were informed so quickly, and how and why they sent this information to me as well as who else they sent it to. And I say down here, Parker is a POI. The same person that you accused of being herself and Nate. Or did you forget that that happened in the public on Twitter or X before you privated your account? Why are you omitting that Chow Yun Smut, aka Cricket, Doug's moderator, came into my chat? We discussed this last time. Since you're doing not guilt by association. It's a real bold fucking claim sitting here saying that Parker's a person of interest. Rise to Liberty, this is an ex-Scientologist. Well, she claims that she is not now. It's just, let me get through this, man. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I've got a lot of stuff to get through. So this is the McClarys. I showed the first slide. I know you're coming in late. Sorry, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but these people are on my nerves, and this ain't even the worst of it today. That second person had been previously harassing me with negative text and phone calls, voicemails concerning my relationship with Dana. Okay, let's continue. Sorry, Rise to Liberty. I'm not trying to be a dick. My last direct and private communication to that person was on November 13th, 2023 at 8:57 p.m. I made it clear what was my position regarding Dana at that time, and that I had more important things in life to get done, and asked for their support and that all go well. They got the point and stopped what they were doing. Then, out of the blue, I received a text message from that person on December 11th, 2023 at 9:39 telling me about Doug. In my initial private phone conversations with Dana starting months earlier, I had told her at what points would I consider any expectation of privacy of emails, texts, etc. would go out the window and why. One example I specifically gave her was potential murder. And I say, yet you have no problem borderline slandering Parker and protecting the person's identity that you claim should be questioned. Following through with that in real life, but privately, I texted Dana, quoting the text content from that person right after receiving it. Both Dana and I had just recently had a phone conversation, the one that Dana did discuss basically accurately, oh, thank you, in her February 18th, 2024 video, One for the Road. My summation of that call would be that we both held the view that something was very wrong with what was going on, Doug, and that we both suspected something bad had happened to him up to, let's see, next page, up to and including foul play. To receive a random text about the death of Doug Kramer from a person that had been previously harassing me and being very insulting of me was beyond strange by almost anyone's standards. It also smacked of a setup of some kind, both in respect of even the possibility that it was true that the family had not yet been notified and that Doug was dead. There was something very wrong about the circumstances, which is why I both breached that person's private communications confidentiality and why I told Dana in writing that we should keep Doug's death quiet for now, which she agreed with and did. I don't play around when it comes to certain things like potential or confirmed murder, whether failed or successful. Well, that's interesting since you want to sit here and say that Parker's a person of interest. I take full responsibility for breaching that person's private communications confidentiality and informing Dana privately of it. I do have the records of all these communications that I mentioned, as do other friends of mine. At this time, I do not feel that it is right to hard document these records publicly and fully. Oh, where is it? And I say, well, this is my channel and I do feel that it's time, but thank you for your pair of pennies. Full disclosure, I may or may not have this post removed once I feel that it has served its purpose. Comments from people with pseudonyms who Mike and I don't know who they are in the real will most likely simply be deleted, as will any disrespectful, harassing, or coordinated fair game type comments. Virginia McClary. Now, that was a whole fucking dissertation, right? So, let's go ahead and just get into the meat of it. Right there, December 11th, 2023. What the fuck? Text from Alonzo just now. Doug Kramer was found passed away in his bed during a wellness check tonight. His family is being notified now, so please wait before you tell anyone. He just added, and please don't tell, I'm going to say 5 foot fuck all, or anyone else tonight. The family has to all be notified first, so keep it under your hat for now. The logic of him telling me not to tell anyone as he tells me is absolutely unbelievable, but we'll go ahead and keep it quiet now. And I said, oh no, poor fucking Doug, man. I hate that. She says, yes, but he made a deal with the devil, so to speak, and sometimes this happens. I still hate it though. And then she sent me a blog post. What deal with the devil? Well, that's a long answer. Oh, and this is from all the way back, as far back as September 8th. So that way I'm being as genuine as possible. I don't know that this is in relation to my Doug stream, okay? But up until the last time that I checked last night, the blog is down completely. It's private. So from September 8th is when that screenshot is, up until now. Okay? So that's a whole long-winded way of saying what happened, right? A really long-winded way of explaining what happened, which is, all good and well. Now, let me wet my whistle. Wordy. No, you're good. Rise to liberty. I'm sorry. Squeaky stick grease. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to get into the next thing. Oh, this is going to be a long show. It's going to be a long show. I'm going to piss a lot of people off. And I'm handling the banning in the chat today, just so everybody knows. Okay? Me. I'm handling it. Because I ain't in the mood today. Now, let me see, because this is going so slow on my side. Well, I don't know how many months it's been down. It's interesting because, Alonzo's blog is also down. So I think that the timing of all of that is really interesting. But let's go ahead and let's get into the next one. And hopefully, I'm not too laggy for you guys. If I am, let me know because it is very slow on my side. All right, so here we go. Yeah, don't know what deal with the devil. I mean, I have an idea, but I'm not going to say. I'm not going to speak. Now, I have to include this because 5 foot fuck all from September 27th weaponizing this against me from Virginia's Post. Okay, so just to show people can deny that these things are coordinated, but this ain't my first rodeo and I'm not fucking stupid. Okay, so let's go ahead and get those facts straight. Now, this is from September 24th, now deleted, just like Virginia's blog. Thanks, Shibby, and thanks, Rise to Liberty. Appreciate you guys. So, from Alonzo, please contact me at my email address, alonzosblog@gmail.com. I have a correction and new information for you. Excellent vid. I said corrections or information about a peer's suspicious death should be public. Why didn't you order any of the paperwork? Why did you guys not listen to me? When I said that I did not want to talk to you guys. When I said Doug's quote unquote friends. But you guys think that, I don't know, you're special. Now, hopefully I can make this one big enough. Let's see. Okay, so I can't see the date on this on my side, but you guys can, so that's fine. So, hi Dana, my name is Sophie, Philosophy on YouTube. I was watching your last video about Doug. I'd really like to talk to you not on YouTube about this. Why is that? I have many suspicions about everything like yourself. To give you any idea about myself, I started to investigate more about Scientology after years of researching the counterculture, MK Ultra, psychological operations, and satanic ritual abuse, and that's what led me to want to learn more about this cult. Doug was the only one connecting it, and I believe he had only started to reveal what he knew. That is kind of an astute observation, I would say, because I do think that there's something fucky going on here. I have been watching all the controlled opposition operations in the X community. It's really a psychological operation, in my opinion. Its connection to the alphabet agencies are very obvious to me. I think anti-Scientology is still Scientology. You need to learn how to spell Scientology here. And that is evident in the way the viewers behave. They sound like Scientology, and some of them have gone completely crazy. Well, watch out. Apparently, if you use the word crazy or something like that, any sort of psychological term, that's, using old hubs techniques, because these words never existed outside of Scientology, right? Due to his work and what I've seen in the community has really opened my eyes to the bigger picture that I'd like to share with you. Let me know if you want to talk. I'm happy to speak face to face about it. Regards, Sophie. Well, here's the thing, Sophie. Let me make this a little bit smaller here if I can. Let me see. So, they are commenting right here on Marisa's page, right? Marisa, who called Parker groupie, said a bunch of nasty things about her and someone else and me. But again, I don't really give a shit about what's said about me. And they're talking about Alonzo. I think it's gross how he uses Doug's name for attention and sympathy when the fact is he was publicly posting what a bad person Doug was after his death. He's since deleted those posts due to the backlash he received. Do you not remember the smear campaign against Parker and I? On this same channel, calling us groupies? Oh, and then look, there's philosophy. So, right here, she says it's clear that Alan is a wannabe who's desperate for attention. Well, I'm not going to say I agree or disagree, but I do say, or do you not want your community to know that you have a possibly dissenting opinion? Because it's no secret that me and Marisa don't get along. I said what I said in the last stream. So why don't you want the conversation to be public? You're just after the truth, right? That's what we're all after, is the truth, right? Yeah, well, we're going to we're going to figure out about that. Now, this is just another random email that I got because I get all kinds of fucky shit all the time, as you guys can imagine. I have no idea who Jillbot is, but it's interesting that they included Alonzo's blog, Laura FM, me. I have no idea who Scientolobot is or Scientolo Geek is. Folks, it's time to take this anti-Scientology terrorist bastard out of YouTube. Strike his fucking channel. Report him. End the third channel immediately. Slap cheese sexy fucking fat Latina ass. Sent with Proton secure email. Okay, we're real. We're gonna get into all of this, I can assure you. We're gonna get into all of this. Okay, now I got to make this one bigger, so hopefully you guys can see this. And again, I probably screwed it up to where I cannot see the date. Hopefully this will open. All right, so this person, Bob, September 23rd. Dear Dana, I don't know you, but I appreciate you keeping Doug's story alive. He was a good dude. You don't know me. I am an ex-Scientologist with family members still in Scientology, so I will not give you my real name. So that's why I did not redact the first name. Okay, because Bob is pretty basic. With that said, you don't have to believe anything I say. I knew Doug and his family when I was in Scientology, and I liked and respected him. We were friends, not super close, but friends. Doug's mom found out about Doug's death because I was worried about Doug not doing his scheduled YouTube, and there were lots of rumors flying around. I called an ex-Scientologist who had known Doug's mother, and this friend of mine called Doug's mom, Linda, to get a wellness check. It had nothing to do with Marcus or anyone else. Doug's mom, I do not believe, is active in Scientology. She was told to make sure and secure his cell phone and computer and not allow the church to access it. She agreed. Please do not post this information, as I don't think the church knows Linda agreed to do this, and I believe she/Linda Kramer is likely under the radar with the church. Doug's dad/Norm was a major contributor to the church before he died. Well, sorry, Bob. Sorry, Bob. This isn't personal, but someone's dead. So we're just going to put the stuff out here, okay? But it was very smart of you to use a fake name. As far as the coroner's report, you are right. Let's continue. Let's see. You are right, there are some inconsistencies. I have pulled coroner's reports and autopsy reports in the past. Usually the coroner's report comes out first, then the autopsy report. They are totally separate documents. Sometimes the autopsy reports don't come out until a week or so later. The big question I have for you, has an autopsy report been done? And have you tried to get it if there is one? I don't live close to LA, otherwise I would try to find out for myself. If you'd like, I can call the county coroner's office to see if they have an autopsy report, but I think you'd have to pick it up in person. Feel free to write back if you're interested. Thanks, Bob. Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. I appreciate that offer. If I had an autopsy report, I would show it. I would happily show it, but I don't. I have the documentation that I have, and again, I obviously, well, you guys don't know where the fuck I am. I might be in LA. Who really knows, right? Because I'm not telling anybody. However, somebody else pay for it. Somebody else pay for it. Somebody else go get it. Because now I've already been accused of altering the document, right? Which is just very ironic from that person, considering that all my videos are here. I don't delete anything. Do I have videos where there are people or things that I am aligned with from the past that I absolutely don't agree now? Yeah. But you know what? I think that that's a sign of a normal, healthy person. Because we're supposed to change. Our opinions are supposed to change. Our perspectives are supposed to change, right? So why would I try to hide things? I don't. That's why I leave all my shit up. And like I said what I said. Obviously, if somebody tries to, copyright strike me or something of that sort, then that's different. And I can't really do anything about that. Now, I'm trying to make a little bit of room in Restream. Give me a second. That way. Oh, this thing is laggy as fuck. Okay, now. We got more. We got more. Trust me, it gets a lot more fucking weird. Hold on to your butts. Hold on to your butts. We're running the gambit. Oh, how long have I been going? 36 minutes? Alright, I haven't been going that long. And what did Sweet Dude Shibby say? The trolls are paid opposition now. They're like sleeper agents and their tactics are much more sinister. Facts. Facts. Sweet Dude Shibby. I know that you know, though, because you come from prof. So, straight up. Straight the fuck up. And unfounded accusations are often projections. Yeah, well, I have the receipts for it, right? Because the account's private, the blog's down, all of that stuff. And yeah, there are a lot of bots. I would, again, I plug him all the time, but whatever, I don't really give a fuck, you know, it's helped me kind of understand what's going on here. Go watch the stuff with the prof. There's some Indiana stuff that's going to be coming up today that we're going to be discussing in relation to all of this. Cuz there are some similarities to Delphi. And I've already had people reach out to me in regards to mutual trolls, right? Why? Why? Yeah, bees in the trap, indeed. All right, so I told you, any perceived alliances are going out the fucking window today because I ain't doing secrets over this shit. It is what it is. You want to fuck around and find out, then we're going to fuck around and find out. So let's get this next one loaded. Come on. Okay. Yeah, there's tons of fucky shit on Indiana. I'm talking about Delphi specifically, though. Indiana is fucky. So this is from September 23rd. Contact is not saved, and so obviously I'm going to just crop this instead of sitting there and having to redact the damn phone number over and over again, okay? I'm looking forward to your Doug research because in the past 24 hours, I did a little inquiring and got conflicting BS. The Scientology playbook is to give multiple parties multiple stories to see who leaks and how info travels. My head and heart are already spinning over details and supposed secrets that just don't add up. Good luck and don't let it drag you back into their controlled chaos. And everything that I'm about to say in this conversation, I'm saying it with my chest. They won't drag me back in. They can all fuck off. I have all the receipts of everyone's bullshit stories and timelines that they kept changing in writing because they are lying. Am I saying someone hurt him? No, but it can't be ruled out. And I don't forgive them for what they did to my friends who were asking those questions. Every single one of them is complicit in letting their friend literally rot alone. Thank you. They're already trying to spin a murderous conspiracy. My guess is to overshadow the truth. It's all being laid on Marcus, and I say right here, a new person of interest has now entered the chat, and the stories are conflicting. Some I never heard before. None of it makes conclusive sense. Talk hard, Jedi. You're our only hope. If you will remember from the last stream where I showed the screenshots of this individual Marcus, whoever the fuck he is, and he claims that he has, a friendship or some kind of tie to the process and to William Sims Bainbridge specifically. I said, I'm so fucking confused. How? And I'm the conspiracy theorist? This stays between us. I've received conflicting reports about Marcus and Doug's hard drives. One source says Marcus couldn't get them. Another says he had the data and wiped them. The same source also claimed Marcus said Doug was deleted. And I just posit a little question here. This wouldn't have anything to do with the Son of Sam research he and Parker were working on, right? I mean, the William Sims Bainbridge of it all. This fits a pattern. Small confidential discrepancies are fed to different people to create confusion, force interrogations, and push members to rely on higher-ups for the truth. Example, I was told an OT8 had brain cancer in '06. A semi-estranged friend was told they died then, and message boards list a 2007 to 8 prostate cancer death. In your case, you have the receipts of conflicting text conversations. That's enough to show the BS. Just don't hang your credibility on any assumptions. Clearly, I'm going to shut up. It may be why those screenshots reached you in the first place. That's not to say your source is deceptive or the info shared about Doug wasn't believed by the parties sharing it, but the data they have could be off to begin with. It's just how the Scientology rolls. Okay, let's continue. Did I share the screenshot of my unanswered call to Doug on December 4, 23, the day he missed his live and most likely passed? Because, yeah, remember, that report said when they found him that he was in a state of early rigor mortis. So did he die that day? I don't know. Who fucking knows? Nobody knows. Nearly 1 year to the day of Kirstie Alley's death on the 5th, which is also the day Lisa McPherson died back in the 90s. Demonic shit, for real, for real. Well, that's, yeah, I would agree. I'm talking about people like Marisa making conflicting statements on her own channel and community section. Chow showed her ass on a live, and Parker, I know and trust. Everyone else, it's just keeping track back then of what they were saying at the time. I find the silence post-video odd. I thought something fucky was going on. I don't know what the silence post video is because this community loves to go out and, outrage, right? Rage post, but we're going to see some stuff. Marisa was very critical of the concerned at the time, myself included. She calmed my worries when I asked her to reach out to Doug, but obviously my gut was on point about his reality. I believe whatever you may know or even theorize is not a conspiracy, at least not on your end. And I say, I'd never heard of that Marcus dude before yesterday, before I was sent those screenshots. So it's just real odd to me that now some conspiracy is being spun about him. Don't you guys think that that's weird, that someone's being accused of murder? Let me make this a little bit smaller here. He says, I agree, but don't present the spin of this Marcus stuff. And I put, my previous question was facetious, if anyone was wondering, in regards to the Bainbridge thing. Right. This is how they get a person to look nuts. Stick to the receipts and make sure it's wind tunnel tested because it's sure to cause some sort of storm. If you're comfortable sharing things beforehand, I can try to outmaneuver any foreseeable pushback. They're programmed with limited tactics. I'm not going to lie, the person who sent this try to outmaneuver any foreseeable pushback, I would... I'm not trying to be an asshole completely. That all said, I'm not out to trash Marisa. I'm also not going to stand in the way of truth. Marisa may be the party that was used in the first place rather than the source of the original lies. Again, that's how the cult controls the narrative, by being at least 2 steps behind the public-facing players. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, I can't read what I said up here. Fuck if I know. I don't need to refute revisionism. Sorry, Restream's cutting it off. The records inquiry will continue and everyone needs to stay out of my way. I don't trust any of them. Marisa's garbage. She was the worst. To me and to Parker. She was fucking vile. Can't blame the cult on people engaging in shitty behavior. And here, in my opinion, this is really trying to refocus the conversation. I'd rather talk about the conflicting Marcus info. It's so fucking convoluted. Fair enough there. She's pretty brutal. And again, I said what I said. She's a bitch. And she's mean. And she made it sexual and disgusting. Fuck her. Okay? That's how I feel. Slime the area, that's what the tactic's called. Now I'm beginning to understand why I got such erroneous info about you. You're onto something and an actual threat. I can't wait to see what that is. Multiple people had repeatedly asked if I was in communication with you. Marisa was one of them. This convo has me hitting the vape like a steam train. Yeah, I bet she was. It's also called being a shitty person for getting called out on lying. Let's see, I can't give Scientology the boogeyman pass on everything. There's a very real human element to everything, and people can be very shady and dirty. I would like that to be the main fucking takeaway here. You cannot blame Scientology for every fucking problem in your life or your actions. People are also just shitty. And they've been shitty. Since the first time the humans opened their eyes, and the first time that the sun rose and the sun set. Okay? I'm sure they're just tripping, because I have Discord screenshots I shouldn't have. Indeed I do. Too bad. So sad. And let's continue on to the next one. Let's see. Ooh, T. I wish I shared your sentiment about Scientologists. My policy has always been let the lost be lost with the lost. They are a casualty in a spiritual war, some sad and somewhat innocent, but most hopelessly devoted, whether or in or out. The entire thing is about covert control, and leaving it doesn't change that black magic type edge that's learned. That's why they're predictable. And I say, at the end of the day, human instinct kicks in. I've watched them all go into self preservation mode repeatedly while they try to rewrite history, and whatever behind the scenes rumors they're trying to start, they can have fun with that. Ain't that the truth? Unfortunately, most of the viewership that remains are too emotionally invested. The cognitive dissonance is strong with them. And I say, cult of personality is a bitch. It's a real bitch. I'm not saying a word about someone I don't know, nor have watched, Marcus, besides screenshots I have of words coming out of his own mouth like his connection to the process. Fuck out of here. I'm not going to sit here and accuse someone of murder. Not me. And this is cutting off the top, but let's see. I imagine the process is rather enticing for a well indoctrinated yet rogue Sciento. I said, I'd be more concerned with who is saying this Marcus guy is involved. Seems real fucking odd. The process, a bit too foo-foo creepy for my taste. Swastika-like logo and all is just too much. I agree about the oddity, and as impressed for actual sensible info and consideration this person spun out, I did make the inquiry myself today, so it's not as if this person came out of nowhere with it. The real odd thing is that they should have told me all of this info long ago. Oh, kind of like Alonzo's post, right? Yeah, this information should have come out a long time ago. Not after I asked them to watch your video, which they pretty much said was on point. At least the document stuff. And so I ask. I gotta ask. Was it Marisa or Alonzo? No. And I try to avoid him after replying to his blog once. I said, fair enough. I use these people's own words against them, so I'm just curious who's out here spinning tales of the mysterious Marcus. If it's one person, then I guess not. Oh, thank you, Lisa G, while I switch over here. Let's see. Then I guess not really a conspiracy, likely someone trying to hem me up, which I ain't dumb. I said yesterday what I said 2 years ago. You can go and watch both streams, and none of it has changed, and it's all still true. That Marcus dug data harvesting info was supposedly only told to me, which I assume is bullshit until proven otherwise. The fact this person wouldn't listen to reason as I questioned and tore holes in the info told me everything I needed to know. I'm glad to know your info is rooted in more tangible evidence. I'll say it again. I can't wait to hear/see it. Apparently, spinning my head and keeping from talking to you was on someone's to-do list. Ah, isn't this a common theme? Hopefully someday we'll get to the real bottom of that. Maybe I have to learn more about the process to see the reason. Yeah, this was the part that I wanted to get to so that I wasn't going to be an asshole. I have like a couple hundred videos and obviously a podcast. Please go and learn. I've spent a lot of time. I've went through a lot of shit documenting this stuff, and I understand that yes, Scientology is the root of the process, but there does need to be an understanding of the process in order to understand what the fuck is going on here. So I reply, Chow said someone answered the phone. She confirmed it live. Parker's texts were read. Marcus said that shit himself. The truth is the truth. I have zero interest in digging into the various parties. I want to know what physically happened, and that may not even happen. And I'm aware of that we may never know. It's just the reality of things. Where is it? Right here. And the reality is that Doug had some really shitty friends. The fact someone is spinning bullshit further proves that. Because this is someone that's fucking dead. In the Scientoverse, friends is a transactional term. It doesn't mean the same thing as the rest of the world. The practical evidence is rather scarce. The emotional roller coaster and overinflated turmoil always ramp up when real info is to be had. Currently, the Dream Exchange Scientology scandal is the big story. Aaron Smith Levin, Jeffrey Augustine, and Tony Ortega covered it. All of them basically echoed each other, and the original WSJ article. What is that? The Washington Street Journal? I feel like I'm stroking out. Oh, so someone on the other side is acknowledging that these three individuals basically parrot each other about scandals. That's fucking fascinating. That's out of my zone as a content creator, but there's definitely more to that story as well. There always is. And then this is obviously the next day. Excuse me. I spoke again with the person who gave me the conflicting Marcus info. After listening more, it's clear their behavior is about ego and wanting status in the SPTV community. I underlined that for a reason. So, someone, don't know who, because again, individuals are more concerned with protecting shady people and their behavior. Someone decided to run around and start stirring the pot about a murder conspiracy regarding Doug Kramer to maybe boost their ego or elevate their status in the SPTV community. Yeah, it's a really classy group. Their stories shift, their connection with Doug was minimal despite how they frame it, and no matter the subject, they circled the convo back to them. The more I probed, the more that behavior showed. My point in reaching out to you was simply don't get pulled into these conflicts, though I see it probably just added more confusion. For that, I'm sorry. And, well, I'm sorry, except for I'm not sorry, because I've made it very clear, especially as of late, that if you've held the cans, I don't fuck with you. Okay? And that's my personal decision. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You can feel that I'm being unfairly biased, but I don't trust it. All my videos are here. Go back to the oldest live stream. This is how I got onto YouTube. I'm not going to sit here and, regurgitate the entire history. Okay? You tried to fuck with me, in my opinion. Who sent this to me? I'm just going to address you now. I asked who sent that information, and the conversation was constantly trying to be redirected about this conspiracy. Could you not tell that I could see the bullshit that was being spun immediately? Because I wasn't feeding into it? Have you guys, and I'm saying you guys very generally, have you guys not figured out that I'm not fucking stupid? I mean, seriously. Why would I sit there and go down a rabbit trail about someone that I don't know when you're not willing to identify who told you that information? Someone's dead and we don't know what happened. And you guys are more worried about protecting someone. Why? Because there you go. It's fucking Alonzo who texted Virginia. Just showed it to you. Whoever the fuck said that to them, don't know. Have no clue. Okay? So it is what it is. And I'm sorry, but the situation's very frustrating to me. Because, it's been complete silence otherwise from Doug's community. But that's okay, because we're gonna maybe maybe get into why. And yeah, deflection and distraction at its finest. Well, I wouldn't call this person a grifter per se. I don't think that they are. But it was very disappointing. That's all I'll say. I was very disappointed that I felt like this person was trying to hem me up and fuck with me. I've held some nice cans, nothing to do with Scientology, though. Oh, thank you. I needed a little bit of levity. Old car. Thank you. I needed that. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thank you. I needed that. I'm going to take a break for 5 seconds. And then we're going to get into more bullshit. Because it never ends. It's already almost an hour. Yeah, I mean, cans. Jugs. Jugs are fun. Those kind of cans. But, not the cans that are hooked up to the meter. Sorry. You can say that, that makes me, whatever, mean towards Scientologists. I don't care. I said what I said in the Kirk stream. Be meaner about Scientology. It's a player hater's ball over here. Go fill up your mama's water dish, okay? I'm not in the mood for it today. Because this is all just going to get worse. I can assure you. Love you too, meatball. All right. Now, you guys know, for those that have been here when I show these receipts, that I like to point out the timing of things, right? Because the timing is always interesting. Now, I have been much better about not addressing all of the things that go on as they go on. Because there are plenty of people, including people in this chat, and I'm not hating on you. We're sorry. I'm not hating on you, that give me grief about addressing all of the naysayers, haters, trolls, whatever. So if you haven't noticed, I haven't done that in quite some time. That doesn't mean that these things aren't being tracked, though. So today we're going to look at, for odd timing specifically, and we are not going to sit here and read the whole transcript. But I would like to note the timing of this because it's not unrelated. And if this person does show up, I will pull the screenshot up of what they said roughly about an hour and a half ago on my Twitter. Because I'm going to make it clear, because I don't know how legible this is going to be before I pull it up. I'm aware that part of the reason why my name is uttered by this group of individuals is because they desperately need views from a small little channel like me, a little nobody like me. But that's how fucking irrelevant they are. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go. Come on, load for me, you little nasty. Oh, come on. Give us back the magical forest and the screenshots. Come on. There we go. Okay, so this is from October 19th, 2025. Son of Sam discussion with Eric and Moore by Gutter Talk from New York to London. And right here, I had to be petty, guys. I'm sorry. Manny says, I've never lied once, Neo, just not my style. And I say, LOL. So let's go ahead and kind of roll through this. Get to the next one. Come on. Okay, so we're not going to sit here and read through all of this. If you want to come back, let me see how big it's going to look in the chat. There we go. Oh, you guys can see it. Cool. Sitting here talking about this Wendy Savino thing, right? So if you're familiar with Son of Sam, all that crap, that's fine. Now, as you guys know, me and Parker had a show scheduled. That show is not canceled. It is just waiting in the wings. But right here, Criminal Justice Chris. This is a quote-unquote true crime blog. That's the blog that me and Parker are going to be debunking. Okay, so they're sitting here and they are discussing this Criminal Justice Chris who wants to sit here and act like her name is a state secret. But right here, so this is Eric talking, and he's saying that she once then called me before she came back to me, and she says this call is being recorded. You are never, ever, ever to call me. I told you that no contact. I will go to the police. And then she said the last time she recorded every single conversation we had, she and I. Well, I added it right here. Rumor is that you record calls. Allegedly. Pot meat kettle? And here, the obsession with Augustino and the obsession with Manny and his father, and it will never end. And then we get to David Berkowitz and da-da-da-da-da. Okay. All right, so let's keep going. So right here, I just am putting this up here for posterity because they are talking about, this blog that the people she's going after, but, she's barking up the wrong tree if she carries on. Just so everyone's aware here, just so you guys know, this is kind of threatening language. And I don't even like Christine. I don't like her at all. Okay? But that's not cool, man. We don't need to do any of that. And here, oh look, they're bringing up Josh Zeman. Well, that'll become relevant eventually for those who know, but sitting here, oh, accusing me of being friends with him. Yeah, well, everybody denies being friends with fucking everybody when it comes to the process, when it comes to the Satanic Temple, when it comes to the Son of Sam. But right here, talking about Christina Clough, seems to have taken up that mantle. I mean, her obsession with the Savino case is just beyond anything I've ever seen before, and she's just recycling stuff that she's already mentioned. Okay. She's just inherited going forward with attacking certain people from Dana Duda. Oh, Eric. Eric, come the fuck on. Let's see. I've simply shown your own words, including your numerous email smear campaigns. How is that attacking? Yeah. The same, different personality. Y'all making some bold claims here, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. So maybe this show will, who knows, it's going to give Dana Duda, Christine Klopp, whatever, because again, this woman thinks that her name is a fucking state secret. It's not. Something more to write about. And I said, you guys summon my name when you want views. You're welcome. You are welcome. Let's go ahead and let's continue. Is there a Process Church connection to Gacy? Don't think so, but don't really know. But not a bad question, Bactic Chase. So down here, I believe that this is Neo talking. I mean, it's just nonstop, endless lies. You would have had the same thing as Maury Terry in regards to, the gardener, right? And I say, don't forget to cup the NYPD's balls while you're licking their boots, Paul, aka Neo. Okay? Seriously. And let's continue. So right here, correct me if I'm wrong, was with others, and then you came back to the conclusion that he was alone. David Berkowitz, they're referring to. Yeah. And the book is worth reading, even for someone like myself, or our friend Glenna, the conspiracy archivist, who read it in one night. She said it's an excellent book, but she still believes, as I do, there's a collectivity. So obviously this is Eric speaking, right? So I added a little note right here. Who Dr. Corbeau's feel-good medicine show works with, who sent me letters between themselves and Andre Rand of the Cropsey murders. Eric, you know about that, because you were CC'd on that email. Right? I'm sure that you remember that. Yeah, that's the Mae Brussel conspiracy archivist, right? Isn't it interesting how all these people are friends, even though they deny it? Oh, and then look who they bring up, Paul Hart. And I said, correction, Paul Hart Berger, Tom O'Neill's researcher who worked with James Franco on the set of The Deuce. The Deuce, which heavily relied on James Jimmy Boots Rothstein, the Honorable Mayor's work. Okay? And let's continue. So right here, they're talking about, I think they're talking about Esoteric Atlanta, because they say Bryce, whatever type of show she has. I mean, whatever, Neo, this thing does not translate him very well. So she's well-intentioned, but she's not Dana Duda. Oh, so maybe it was Eric. I said, correct. I don't do remote viewing on a live stream. Yeah, I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with that. Hey, Eric, why did you CC me on an email with Hal Puthoff of the Stanford Research Institute and notorious Scientologist, Jack Sarfati, a confirmed spook, and Mr. Real Estate's son? Because I have those receipts. And I have an entire drive ready to go of unredacted emails from everybody, all compiled, ready to go, if people want to fuck around and find out. So one has to ask themselves, someone like Mr. Eric Galati here, what's someone who apparently knows Jack Sarfati, Hal Puthoff, Mr. Real Estate's son, Peter Levenda, and then we've got all this shady shit with Paul Hart, Josh Zeman, Paul Agostino, Neo Yes the One. Yeah, what the fuck is going on here? Because anybody that thinks that I've abandoned like the Son of Sam stuff, I haven't. It's just a matter of timing, correct? And I have a lot of stuff to get through. And a little bit further below, I believe that this was Neo saying this. I don't know. You can go watch the stream, but they're talking about getting stuff sent to them. I don't know who would be sending my stuff to any of you. Talking about the Charlie Kirk stuff and, oh, it's gross. This factors into people's character. Yeah, because he's referencing Eric here. So I say, whenever you wipe the drool from your mouth, Paul, you'd know, if you looked before speaking, that I said nothing disrespectful of Kirk's death. He was a young father. Keep acting like you're a beacon of morality, though. I don't get down with bootlickers. I'm never going to. Okay? Never going to. Now, something that is interesting. This is just my opinion. But we're out here kind of noticing, right? And again, I had mentioned the prof earlier. It's interesting because the prof specifically kind of maps out what he calls the troll farm or the mean girls. And he makes an astute point that there's always someone in another country. Kind of like Reina, right? And again, I'm not sitting here simping for True Crime Chris or whatever the fuck her blog is. But it's easy to make threats when you have that jurisdictional distance, isn't it? I'm just saying, we can notice patterns, right? We can notice patterns. I don't care how wrong or poorly influenced Galati is by grifters. I just love the way he mispronounces English language words. Yeah, well, he's like a theater dork wannabe. So, whatever. I don't think that there's any influence. Look up who Jack Sarfati is. Look it up. Jimmy Fallon Gong talked about it. Jack Sarfati is shady as fuck. He was on Joe Rogan 2.0, Danny Jones, recently. Interestingly enough, I think he was talking about how Hal Puthoff was not a Scientologist. He was actually insisting on that. Isn't that odd? What do I know? Just a stupid fucking hillbilly. All right, so let me get to the next one now. Oh, God. Whatever, you don't have to watch this shit, and I don't care if people unsubscribe. Because I've been pushed to this point, quite frankly. I said that the campaign of tomfoolery was going on multiple platforms. And so now I am going to include one that I don't want to, just because I feel that it's not worth it. But I've been pushed to a point, and I'm tired of it. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into it. And I've redacted certain things for a reason. They are safety concerns for me. So if you have a problem with it, I don't really fucking care. Okay. Let's make this bigger. Hopefully I'll still be able to read it, or else that's not going to be helpful. Okay, so this is from the subreddit Hero Not Zero. Now, my stream. So we're going to say 48 to 72 hours later. All of a sudden, they're talking about Doug. Right? That's kind of interesting. The timing is interesting, in my humble opinion. And this is the screenshot that they share. And again, I have redacted certain photos for a reason. It is a safety concern for me. And again, reminding the date of my stream. So this is within 48 to 72 hours. And I am going to refer to the individual by 5-foot fuckall. 5-foot fuckall, don't you fucking dare copyright strike a dead man just to get your Scientology story off of the internet. Does anyone think that it's weird that there's this alleged victim advocate subreddit that within 48 to 72 hours starts this fanaticism about one of Doug Kramer's streams? All of a sudden, they're focusing on Doug here. I think it's a little bit fucking weird, if you ask me. But they all get to hide behind anonymity, right? And right here, this post from September 29th to September 30th, they're talking about me, just so you know. It's her way and everyone else is wrong. I just saw she was wanting public apologies for her peeps. Why won't you say what it's about? Why won't you state it's specifically in relation to the documentation proving the cause of Doug Kramer's death isn't known? Inconvenient, am I right? Yet she privately apologized to Nora, and that was good enough? Do you guys enjoy infantilizing adults? I stated previously I'm fully aware she can make public my apology. I have no issue with that. I wasn't doing it for clicks. After helping torment her publicly for months. Okay. All right. Well, here you go. Here you go. Please note the date. August 15th of last year. Hi, Nora. It's Dana. I figure this is a public email as it's in your channel description. So, while I don't believe it's necessarily wanted, it's been weighing on my mind to apologize to you. I am not seeking a response, nor do I expect kindness should you reply. I am sorry for what 5-foot fuckall did to you, and what I did to you in my inactions towards that individual, and provocations towards you. I am sorry for not allowing you an opportunity to speak before taking the McClarys at their word regarding their blog post about your late father. I watched quite a bit of your solo content and have learned I was cruel to someone that didn't deserve it, and someone I've come to like. You're pretty hilarious, and respect in the sense that you speak up for your friends. I'm sorry, and I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted to tell you that through listening to you, you've helped me understand that growing up in a situation you didn't choose, it was incredibly biased to put all my eggs in one basket of those who did, and I respect you for standing your ground. Thanks for reading if you made it this far, and I hope for success and happiness for you and your family. Dana. Again, note the date, August 15th, 2024. Let's go to the next page. Make this smaller. The response is December. Hello. I'm sorry I didn't reply sooner. Thank you for this heartfelt apology. Fully accepted. Your video today was a chef's kiss. 5 foot fuck all has been charged with 26 counts, and there is an active arrest warrant out for that individual right now. Nora. So there's your fucking apology, since you guys are so nosy. And y'all all want fucking receipts, right? Thank you, John Carew. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. There you go. It's not a fucking secret. But because these individuals can't take the hint, very recent post, 2 years ago, bringing my name up. And again, photos are being redacted for my safety. All of my videos have remained up. You guys just can't keep my name out of your mouths. Hey, where's proof regarding these past horrific arrests? If folks were keeping such a close eye for a long time, years before I was around this individual, why didn't anyone warn me? Or do receipts only work one way? And that is a fair question. Because again, there's a lot of historical revisionism that goes on there. I'm not saying someone's name for a reason, because it is a safety concern. Whether people want to accuse me, especially anonymous people on fucking Reddit, or not. But there's your apology. Then no. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, as far as like Mr. Crow, like, come on. I don't fuck with any of these people. I pointed out the date for a reason. The year is 2025, the year of our Lord. It's been over a year since I sent that email to Nora. And for those who pay attention, and sorry for the N-word thing, because it's already in the chat. Can't remove it. The chat's on the screen. It is what it is. I don't co-sign that or endorse it. Well, that part I do agree with. But I don't fuck with any of y'all. I don't want anything to do with any of y'all. But for those who remember what was going on at that time, and hey, you know what? Sometimes grief and sadness changes your perspective on things. Not that I didn't have a changed perspective, but maybe it motivates you enough, right? To where I felt that I needed to say something. Why? Because I had a miscarriage. So see, like, I hope that you guys feel fucking happy now. You got your screenshots of the apology and you could shut the fuck up about it, okay? Because I could sit here and show all of the posts that are made about me. I'm not going to waste everyone's time. Go knock yourself out. Have fun. I do not care. Because it doesn't matter. That's just a fraction. That's like a drop in the bucket of the things that are posted about me. A literal drop in the bucket. So, there's that. That's okay, Mr. Crow. You don't have to apologize. I put it on here for a reason. I'm just saying, like, I don't feel good about any of that stuff that happened, obviously. And why do you people feel like, not you guys, why do you feel so entitled, though, to a private conversation? Well, now it's public. Now you get it. So go ahead with your post where you sit there and criticize the way that I apologized or what the fuck ever, because everybody has their 2 cents, right? Right. Okay. Now, all that being said, and I am going to try my very best to not get emotional. Try. Because it's been a long time since I've gotten emotional. On camera, but I'm going to try. All that being said, I would like to remind everybody that besides, I think, maybe 3 protesters, maybe, I am the only person that has had in real life interactions with 5 foot fuck all. The only one. You want to fuck around and find out, you want to poke the bear, you're going to get what you're going to get. And that's where I'm at with it right now. The lawfare bullshit that's going on, it's all bullshit. It's all a grift. And that's how I feel about it. Besides me and one other individual who I will not name, everybody else, it's just incredible to me that people want to sit there and poke and poke and poke and then cry when it comes back to them. Why do you think that I shut the fuck up for so long? Because as some people like to call it, suicide trolls, those are a thing. And 5 foot fuck all, at one point, when things were really bad, roughly about a year ago, imagine that, slipped up and said that that was the goal, to get me to kill myself. And I almost got to that point, and I'm not going to cry. But that was a really shitty time. Suicide trolls are a real thing. And again, I will plug it, the prof, because him mapping out his troll network, the Delphi troll network, has helped me understand all of these seemingly disparate groups. Seemingly disparate, because it's only by appearances. But they also have suicide trolls. And someone did take their own life, which is a tragedy in and of itself. And whether people want to sit here and act like I have simps lurking, oh no, I don't have simps. I have individuals who are former or current IT type people, techie type people. I have people watching everywhere. Okay? It's for my safety. It's not a simping type thing. And I was sent a clip, and I'm not going to replay it because I think it's disgusting. But I will just say this now because we'll be getting back to this individual. DOA had said something yesterday in a stream of like, oh, it's your body, your choice if you want to kill yourself. That's a really shitty thing to say. Especially with suicide trolls. Okay? And we're going to see, because I have lost my very best friend in the world to suicide. And it fucked me up. But we're going to see one of these fucking trolls talk about that. Because we're getting into the real shits today. Again, any perceived alliances you may think that I have, I don't fucking have them. Now, as a reminder about the real life angle, because again, you want to fuck around and find out, you want to poke the bear, or just get off of the internet. Just food for thought. You do have a choice. Right here from September 25th, 2024. One of many times of the attempts to humiliate me, to try to get me to kill myself. Okay? That ain't the only one, trust me. That ain't the only one. Mocking me sitting there crying. Now, let's make this a little bit bigger. Just as a reminder to show the hypocrisy of these individuals, because this is from that same subreddit, okay? Can I just say that taking out a RO isn't an easy thing? I don't think we should victim blame Nora for not taking one out. It's taken Mindy over a year to file one. Again, these are two individuals that have not interacted with this person in real life. The latter being, I'm sorry, the Mindy thing is a fucking joke. I believe Nora has been trying to handle this behind the scenes with the police, etc. The issue is that the police should be able to protect women and children from people like 5 foot fuckall. Victims shouldn't be made to take civil ROs out to end abuse. And I added, remember when the LAPD was falsely called on me roughly a year ago? It's also costly and timely, and I don't mean to be mean, but you have to remember Nora was a Scientologist. Even though you may not understand this, it never leaves you, and some of them struggle to muster up the courage to take that route because of trauma. So let's apply that generally, costly and timely. And as a reminder, I was much, much further away. Literally in Georgia, and in Florida, and in financial ruin because of the situation. I still am, remember? I stand with the victims, and it's all in their own time, and we should just support them on that path. I said, might I suggest not using ones you don't like to bait the person you're claiming to expose? If you can't handle that, then I'm sorry. I don't think this is for you. Some of us have been here nearly 2 years documenting. I can tell you it's not been easy for some of us, and I can't imagine how hard it's been for the victims. Certain victims. Be honest with your echo chamber. Okay? At least be honest with people. Don't be fucking disingenuous. Okay? I'm not denying at all the stuff with Nora. You guys literally read my apology, where I apologized and acknowledged my part. That has nothing to do with me. Now the Mindy shit, that's a joke. But man, the money's really good, right? And I'm very sorry for your loss, Jonocide. Yeah, it's a special kind of hell. It's a special kind of hell when someone takes their own life. It's one of the most painful things that you will ever experience, and I do not wish it on my worst enemy. And I can assure you, if you had gone through something like this, you wouldn't joke around about it. And hey, I make jokes about getting a lobotomy all the time, right? DOA was like, oh, like I advocate for Kevorkian, whatever. Like, yeah, I make jokes about getting a lobotomy. But when there's all of this bullshit trolling going on constantly, sitting there saying it's your body, your choice, if you want to kill yourself, you should go ahead and do it. That's just ugly. Why would you do that? It's ugly. Now, do I want to do the Delphi stuff first to show? No, I'll save that. Now we're going to bring in the other trolls. My stuff that I'm going to be showing, just so you guys know. My stuff that I'm going to be showing of other things that are going on or have been going on that I don't think are irrelevant necessarily. Because again, I'm still trying to flesh all of this stuff out. It's kind of not as neat and tidy as the rest of this is. And one of the things is just for a little bit of a laugh, even though it is from one of the mean girls, as Prof would call them, which I don't disagree. Now, This channel that I'm going to be showing you guys, I have no idea who owns the fucking channel. Okay? No clue. But let's go ahead and let's look. Because this individual, this ties into the like 1776 caravan, the People's Convoy, all of this stuff. Okay, so let me make this bigger. There we go. What are you, LOL and sweet dude Shibby? Sorry, guys, I'm not trying to ignore the chat, but it's just I'm talking about Prof. So I said the screenshot is from September 29th. The video is now privated or deleted. So right here, we have DOS, or Daughter of Sam. Marisha's right. Dana looks better on crack. We're not getting into that. I don't really care. But this individual, Red Mama, so this is someone that is in this, protester caravan community. We're going to get into it. I'm just laying the groundwork here. So Doss says, you don't want to. She's a psycho. She is as psycho as 5 foot fuck all. I said, oh, the former mod who engaged in doxing and harassing myself and my family. I still have those screenshots despite the denials. Oh, thank you, John Carew. Damn, John Carew, you making it rain. You my sugar daddy today. Here is an accurate observation from Doss, though. Dana came by 5 foot fuck all one weekend. 5 foot fuck all made her take a loan out of $10K and never paid her back. Wow, Doss. But she's the type who will make oh, here it is, right here. But she the type who will make a funeral of a friend who died by suicide about her. Case in point, how many of my ex's friends did you get in contact with? 'Cause I know that you did, bitch. And I'm crazy? I'm crazy? Yep, when 5 foot fuck all says Dana needs to leave me alone, Dana is after him. Of course. Of course. But has almost no contact with him. He plays like she is the stalker. I've had zero contact. Do you know what happens when you suffocate trolls? They die on the vine. Maybe you all should take the hint. I've seen proof 5 foot fuck all called Dana 60 to 70 times. This is true. I've also shown this. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. What this person was trying to accomplish, I really don't know. Now, I do got to make this up. It's not, oh, that's big. That's as big as it gets. Damn it. So right here, this little comment is exactly the same as this comment down here. Whatever you do, don't pull Dana in the community. She will create chaos and destruction. She just left again a few months ago. I hope she stays away. And I said, why in the fuck would I want anything to do with the 1776 meth pedo protester patriot troll community? Seriously, why? Not me. It ain't me. It ain't fucking me, and I'm not the one. And here are some other interesting things. What I heard, he beat the shit out of a woman, but I haven't seen court documents so far. And I said, a certain subreddit has made these claims, but refuses to pony up documentation. I'm curious as well, because again, I don't think that you can claim to be victim advocates if you're not warning people of these things, because I may be dumb. I might have been born yesterday, but I wasn't born at night. Do you think that I didn't fucking look up an arrest record? It's interesting, in Florida, they changed the law, but you used to be able to see people's mugshots and everything. I couldn't find anything. Some of these claims that are made. Quite frankly, until I see proof, it's a lie. And that's not me defending anybody. I just prefer receipts. On Reddit, they are collecting evidence on 5 foot fuck all, one subreddit full with videos and evidence of 5 foot fuck all got almost completely deleted by Dana. And the people who collected all that were shut out of the subreddit. That's a lie. It's actually still up and accessible. I've seen it. Aren't y'all supposed to be good at the internet? This is embarrassing. Indeed, it is. It's really fucking embarrassing. And here we go. They're just using my name. I don't fuck with these people. I don't talk to these people. So why is the 1776 meth head pedo protester fucking patriot community using my name? Again, why are you guys, and please pay attention to some of these names here in this chat, okay? Because they're gonna come up again. I pass on meth pedo 1776 protest patriot trolls. No fucking thank you. No thank you. I want nothing to do with any of you. But see, these are people who are disingenuous because not only are they reciting wrong information, they are also just using my name to bait and or weaponize and also attempt to antagonize me. I've been quiet for a long time now, right? I've been quiet for a really long time. But ever since this shit with Doug, I'm over it. I'm beyond over it. Because I think that the behavior of everyone is completely disgusting. Now, we're going to get into this a little bit more. And again, there are some people who think that we ride out, that we're on the same team. I would highly disagree. I would highly fucking disagree. So, instead of what Prof calls troll farm, I didn't know that this existed until the other day, because again, I have people who watch out for me. This is Troll Central. This screenshot is from November 10th, 2024. Lots of stuff about the J6ers, right? But right here, Troll Central. 10 months ago, DOA interview with the FBI. Hashtag DOA, hashtag SPTV. Destroying illusions of chaos and bad actors at I have no fucking idea. Right? So let's go ahead and see. Because obviously a lot of this stuff is gone. And thank you, Mortuary Wood Chipper. I appreciate that. Did you have to pick the number 23? Kill Bill Sirens. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And this is another screenshot. So see the username Troll Central. Okay. We are here for free speech and debates. If you need a neutral forum, then this is it. No doxing. That's about it. All numbers use this pin. So it's kind of worldwide, right? Kind of global. No, it's anything. I seriously appreciate it. Mortuary Wood Chipper. Like, you guys don't understand anything. And I'm not going to name you, but the people that sent me, a gift on PayPal and on Venmo, thank you. I'm going to get back to you. Thank you. I just really needed to get through this today. But thank you. Seriously, any dollar helps, guys. All right, so over here. So here's the screenshot of DOA over there on the right, right? So let's go ahead and let's continue. And this screenshot is from October 15th of 2024. Feds ask DOA to plant guns on the Patriot groups. What's he really all about? And again, channel name, Troll Central, August 1st, 2023. Okay? It was obtained from Defender of Ants First YouTube before that channel disappeared. January 9th, 2024, October 15th, screenshot. Okay? I promise this is all going to make sense. I'm just including all of the screenshots that were sent to me. Okay? So this is allegedly this conversation. I have no fucking idea. Whatever. I don't really care. So, last screenshot, September 6th, 2025, video unavailable. That's fine. Totally fine. Now, Again, we just looked at DOS, right? So these people are part of the, troll central, so to speak. This is from July 17th. Now, look, they're mentioning Chi. Remember, we heard Chi's name in an email earlier, right? And DOA is Scott. Okay? DOA is Scott. I'm not here to give the fucking history of all of these individuals. I don't have the time. But here they are. Some of these names may look familiar. And this one specifically, I think that I may have seen that individual in Delphi, in a Delphi chat, which is real fucking sus. Okay? But let's go ahead and let's continue. In regards to Chi, Lorne meets the woman who has ruined his entire life for years and put every dark secret on the internet for everyone to see, and look how happy he is. Let's go to the next one. So, what really happened? This is from fans. Some fans Hansen versus Predator. What happened to the High Priestess Ember Infierno? I heard she got into deep catfishing Lorne. She went crazy and abandoned the Church of God. Does anyone know what really went down? Did Lorne really drive her mad? And hey, guess what? I'm aware that this has already been discussed. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting this up because it's relevant, in my humble opinion. I'm aware that I'm not blowing anyone's minds. But if you will remember, I shared this post a month ago, according to the screenshot from this morning or last night. I said, I don't often get excited for documentaries, but this one looks like it's going to be a ride. So, Predators, a Chris Hansen documentary, will be coming out. I think MTV is making it, which is interesting. Maybe MTV is trying to make a comeback on some good documentaries, right? But when you go into the comment section, using Lorne, the same person in the picture with Chi, as the intro is diabolical, extremely fitting. Lorne is not going to be happy. Yeah. Oh my god, it opens with Lorne. And someone does make an astute observation down here. There's a lot of predators on Snapchat. It's disgusting. Right. Like Delphi, right? Kind of like Delphi. Thoughts? This is allegedly Chi. Scientology protest. Scientology protest, okay? Again, I'm telling you, I'm aware I'm not breaking news here. I'm showing all of the crossover. Jesus, man, y'all gotta stop sending me the fucking super chats. Stop. Thank you, Soil Lodge. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Please stop. God, please. Okay, so let's make this one a little bit bigger. So, this red-lipped, rosy cheeks, she's a suicide troll. She's a suicide troll. She can go fuck herself. But yeah, so there's Chi saying that, you should read L. Ron Hubbard's book and not Jenna Miscavige's book, right? Okay, that's fine. Don't really care. Just thought it was interesting. And then here we have Scott, DOA, the individual that we just looked at, right? Oh no, Chi trolled Chomo. She worked with the probation officers to send him back to prison. Oh no, how terrible. Well, is that really what happened? I don't really know. I think it's really odd that we have this weird sort of intersection of Scientology, ex-Scientology, catfishing / pedophile fishing. Really curious who's going to be in that documentary, right? Trolling. Suicide trolls. I think it's kind of odd that people wanted to quash that whole story. I've known about it since it went out there. There's a channel somewhere that has an amazing document that breaks down the whole history of this, because apparently there's a lot of lore behind this Lorne individual. Excuse me. It's a whole thing. Like, there's some deep cuts in there. Troll Farm used him against Prof. Oh, yeah, I remember hearing that, sweet dude Shibby. I remember hearing that. Well, I mean, yeah, you pay somebody $500 on Cameo, they're going to say whatever the fuck you want. It's still interesting that all of this is getting kind of shut down, right? Okay. Now, keep all of this in the back of your mind. We're getting there. We're getting there. I promise. I know that this is a lot of bullshit, okay? Now, again, this is from March, so this is a different time where the same shit is being used to, again, encourage me to take my own life. Now, here is Doss, because Doss denies being involved in the doxing and harassing and stalking. She's right fucking there. You're right there, bitch. You can sit there and lie, but you're right there. Don't care. And again, these things are, redacted for my safety. But, all of this was put out, and, this is how my last name got out. And this is when everything just went to shit after my last name got out. And someone was kind enough to put in the chat, "You doxed her last name and she lost her house. This is vile." Yeah, because these people are fucking trash. It's all the same, right? And this went on for hours and hours. Okay, we're not going to sit here and stare at all of this. This is embarrassing to me, right? But to tie it all back in, let's go back to DOA, because I want to be fair here. He re-shows this FBI interview video, April of this year. Okay. Does DOA become a Fed? FBI offers defendant Vance a job, making 6 digits. I haven't underlined anybody over here in the chat. Stay with me, guys. I get it. I know it's a lot of information. So this is 2 FBI agents, he says. Okay, so there's 2. Let's continue. What? No, I didn't troll. Wasn't going to tell the FBI no right there. The FBI agent was really pretty. Who else has audio evidence of being offered a job by the FBI? Oh, would anyone actually admit that they took it? I mean, really? And how was this taken? With my phone on the table. This was downtown Chicago at a deli. Why do I think the location is interesting? The proximity to Indiana. But we'll get into why. And again, circling back, daughter of Sam, Doss. There's also the lore of Doss, because we see the lore of DOA, the lore of Doss, right? Are you guys getting it now? There's a lot of repetition here. I can't even see what fucking date this is from, but, there's people here saying that, what I've exposed about 5 foot fuck all, and someone saying, rest in peace, Doug. And daughter of Sam speaking ill of the late Doug Kramer. Do you see how all of this is sort of coming full circle? Do you get my point? Are you getting it yet? Now, just so you guys can see, I don't get the whole Larata thing. I have no fucking idea what it is. It's some weird shit with DOA. I don't really care. Okay? I really do not care. But obviously, these individuals have to operate cross-platform, right? So, this is one of the real DOS. Okay? So, let's keep going. And right here, because this is what's always referenced. It's streamer wars, right? Welcome to the world of streamer wars. Because apparently, fucking around with people's lives and suicide trolling is streamer wars. Get it? Maybe not yet. That's fine. So, let's go into this convoy thing first. Okay. In regards to this, I just grabbed some screenshots for context because I'm going to posit a theory when I'm done. So this is from the American Freedom Convoy, June 2022, discussing that they have not dissolved and talking about the American Freedom Convoy. The group Americans Against Government Overreach sees a path to end mandates and other important issues throughout our country and continues to fight for us all. This group is not asking for donations. And this individual down here, Valerie Pierce Crockett, says, I'm continuing the fight, but not with another group. I will work right now to get out word for 1776 restoration movement, and then we'll figure out what to do next. I'm in with American Freedom Convoy as well. Okay. Maybe you guys have heard of this. Maybe you haven't. I don't really know. But we've got to get into a little bit of the high weirdness, right? Because a lot of this is rooted in the freedom fighters, the truther movement. Specifically, Lee Dundas, who I have discussed before. So, human rights attorney Lee Dundas speaking on stage in Indianapolis at the People's Convoy, March 2nd, 2022. So, there she is there. Let's keep going. After days of silence, Lee Dundas has finally released a statement regarding her departure to the People's Convoy. She claims there are no positive outcomes for your convoy who are either proposing or intending to go near D.C. proper or the Beltway in coming days. And down here, they are quoting themselves from February 23rd, 2022. Lee Dundas, organizer to the People's Convoy, is once again trying to distance herself from the organizer title. Okay. Wonder why. Orange County Scientology lawyer Lee Dundas, who previously doxed a former OC health officer, which led to her resigning, is in Washington, D.C. today. During an event, she claimed it would be within our rights to murder alleged American turncoats who interfered with the election. January 5th, 2021. Okay, let's keep going. Video of Lee Dundas at the Capitol grounds during the insurrection. Despite now publicly trying to blame Antifa, it sounds like California attorney Lee Dundas has some personal knowledge of theft that took place in the Capitol. Yeah, this shit gets weird real quick. And Lee Dundas now walking back her comments and blaming the violence on Antifa. Quoting this individual, I think this post is deleted, but it's one clear example of how she tried to shift blame. Lee Dundas says, I'm standing in the path of a tsunami of patriots that are beginning to storm towards the Capitol from the White House, even though the president is still speaking. Never forget, this land is our land, and today we begin to own that truth once again. Edit, this was from the beginning of the day when the crowd was simply walking down Constitution Avenue towards the Capitol. This patriot crowd was quite a different crowd from the group of Antifa thugs who ended up inside the Capitol later in the day and who were not MAGA. You're not even trying, Lee. You're a lawyer. I mean, come on. You could come up with something better than that, girl. It's a little bit ghetto. But here she is. Because just when you think it can't get any more batshit crazy, she's a Scientologist, specifically who worked with RFK for quite some time. But she's also hardcore in the Q movement. We've got the My Pillow guy and General Flynn. QAnon shit. Okay? You notice it's presented by AmericanFaith.com. Does anybody think that this shit's relevant to everything that we discussed for a couple hours the other day with Charlie Kirk? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm just over here noticing things. Now, this is a fascinating post, but obviously this video is memory hold. So this is from the ex-Scientology, these message boards. I have the URL up there, but it's not there. But apparently in the video, it shows, there are screenshots of her service completions elsewhere. But the whole inciting violence at the Capitol riot, I would be very, very interested. Now, as a reminder for those who don't know, notice how it says ISNOI News, Independent Scientology, and Nation of Islam News. Why would it say that? Because thanks to Little Miss Claw Nails, Leah Ramini, NOI and Scientology have essentially become one. And I've covered that quite extensively. And I do have a few threads on all of that on X. And I think I've talked about it on here as well. Okay. Now, just to show that clearly I'm not fucking stupid. However, these things take time, right? Hindsight's always 2020. This is part of a thread that I go into where I said, I'm not here to discuss vaccines. I'm simply showing the ties that bind. As I previously posted, RFK Jr. has been an attorney for the Church of Scientology with Lee Dundas, a controversial Scientologist who was scrubbed from the Children's Defense Fund. Indeed, you got to wonder why they would want to hide her. And why nobody talks about any of that stuff, right? But let me make this a little bit smaller. Oh, I can't read it now, damn it. She ran the U.S. version of the People's Convoy via Freedom Fighter Nation, a hastily assembled org. She's also president of Advocates for Citizens' Rights, legal counsel for America's Frontline Doctors, and the founder of Advocates for Physicians' Rights. A lot of truther stuff going on here, right? A lot of truther stuff going on here. What interest would Scientology have in a convoy, a truther movement, right? Don't forget everything that we've already looked at, okay? Don't forget. But you have to wonder, besides just saying it's a psyop, please, for the love of God, think a little bit critically. I'm going to show you this next part before I posit my theory. From my video, September 24th, 2024, from the channel Wake Up America, or the show. I don't remember. It's in the video. You can go find it. The leadership of the 1776 Restoration Movement, or whatever, is well aware that they have sex offenders within their ranks. And meth heads. A lot of meth, a lot of pedophiles. Now, what's interesting about that, and again, this is from my video, Marcus E. Coppock, Big Daddy Coppock. Okay, this is in my video. Sexually violent predator. Oh, where is he from? Where is he from? He's from fucking Indiana. A violent sexual predator. Seems like a very specific designation. Okay. So, because I say that the ex-Scientologist and protest community, and that includes the 1776 meth head pedo fucking community, that they're all the same because they're all intertwined. They like to do revisionist history. But there's DOA with Aaron Smith-Lovin and Jenna Miscavige when everybody's cool, right? And we're all just supposed to accept that these people's brains are broken by the cult and boo fucking who. How long have some of these people been out? Over 20 fucking years. Okay? Over 20 fucking years. Oh, look, who's that right there? Doss, right? So then there's this other individual. Again, not sitting here and giving y'all all the fucking history on this stuff, but Doss. Again, one of his very specific trolls. Now, do I think it's cool that they were accusing him of doing something that he did not do? No, absolutely not. But the lore of DOS, the lore of DO, you get what I'm saying? Are you noticing? Nothing worse than accusing someone of SA seems to be rampant in the Sciento and ex-Sciento community. Sciento, well, first off, Sciento's not a word. A lot of people use it. I think it's odd. And I would not say that this is just the Sciento or ex-Sciento community. This is also the protester community, also the convoy community, the meth head pedo fucking 1776 patriot community. But that's just my humble opinion. I'm including these for a reason. Let's just get through the screenshots, okay? Scientology preys on kids and destroys lives. Little party thing. Now, another community post. Oh, look. Do you guys remember that chat that we were looking in where they were bringing up my name? Oh, look, it's the same person. So here he is 3 months ago talking about threats against a mother and family cat. I don't know why people are so fucking upset about a damn cat. Again, if you can't handle being on the internet. However, why is someone in a chat with, oh, wait, look, that name looks familiar too, right? But with someone, Necro Red the Corpse Eater? Why are these individuals bringing up my name? Why are they bringing up my name? I don't know these motherfuckers. I do not know them, nor do I want to. But I included both screenshots since he posted two. Okay? Now, for those of you that watched or didn't watch, Halloween of last year, I did a stream and I just made one of my favorite memes, the thumbnail, because it was very last minute. Did it on Halloween. I don't know why I disabled the likes. I'm out here playing myself. What was that about? Oh, do you guys remember me mentioning earlier in this stream about the LAPD being falsely called on me? October 31st. I do keep my phone in military time. I keep it in military time because I'm a nurse. And the hospital runs on military time. It's just how my brain works. Detective Morales, LAPD. Message for Dana. Okay. Now, hindsight's always 2020. However, in the moment, it seems silly. But that stream, that night, DOA thought it was a good idea to take a projector after I had just gotten off the phone with the LAPD. I'm not saying that that officer or detective is corrupt. But we know that the LAPD is corrupt and that they're in bed with Scientology. He thought it was a good idea to go ahead and put that stream on the side of the fucking Scientology building in downtown Hollywood. So do you see what I'm saying about a safety issue? When I had just spoken with the police not that long earlier, this is the big blue. It doesn't look blue, but that's big blue. And again, it seemed all in good fun at the time. But in hindsight, I don't really know. I can't do anything about it. And guess what? I didn't take down the little clip that I made of that. Because again, I don't delete shit. So the clip that I shared of that is still up. Now, I'm going to get into a theory. And it's just a theory. So calm the fuck down. I have said already numerous times, I do not believe that you can separate anymore the ex Scientology protester, you know, patriot 1776 pedo fucking meth head whatever movement, trailer park. Did you guys see that meme? QAnon is trailer park, Scientology changed my mind. Yeah, that. Okay. I don't think that you can separate these things. DOA's fame comes from the 1776 stuff, right? I don't know all the lore behind it. That video that I just showed screenshots from, it's still up. You can go find it. Where I say, don't know all the lore behind it. He exposed that pedophile that I just showed from Indiana. And I said, I'm always going to back people that do that. I'm always down for calling out nasty motherfuckers. So I'm cool with that. But in the grand scheme of things, does anyone think that it's odd that this People's Convoy 1776 kind of movement has a Scientologist at the helm, but people think that this defender of ants and the suicide trolls that accompany them, that they just happen to get involved in Scientology in California? Because, see, I don't think that these things are unrelated, nor do I think that they're organic. Because, again, people like to engage in revisionist history. People like to claim that their channels are taken down. Sometimes they are. But sometimes people are just out here deleting shit. Right? And this is why I don't. I said what I fucking said. Even if I don't agree with what I said back then now. Because what's actually been accomplished, besides turning everything into a big fucking cesspool of the cult of personality? Something that was the antithesis of what Doug Kramer was trying to do. Because, again, I don't think that these things are unrelated. Because, as I said in the last stream, DOA has claimed to carry the torch for Doug Kramer. I would highly fucking disagree. It would seem to me that there was an opportunity to infiltrate some type of movement. The organic nature of that movement, who really knows? But do I think that someone who is allegedly a shaker and a mover in this convoy that was heavily promoted by a high-ranking Scientologist who's an attorney who works with RFK Jr.? I mean, you really can't make this shit up. That this individual just happened upon, along with their suicide troll farm, just happened along this community. And don't get me wrong, Aaron Smith Levin takes just as much blame. I've heard him say it himself in the past. Would he go back and change anything? Talking about different various, individuals who have caused problems. Well, no, because, if people just want to say that they're going to speak out about Scientology, we're on board for that. So there's been multiple acknowledgments by some of the biggest ex-Scientology channels that as long as you just say that you're against Scientology, they're with you and they'll platform you. It's not because you actually bring value to the conversation. And I would agree that SPTV now, well, it was actually, I think it was kind of like that even 2 years ago, but it's all gotten significantly worse because for my peeps who have been here the entire time, I wasn't paying attention to any of the protester shit. I had my own stuff going on. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Not when all of it started. That I was like, who are all these new people? What the fuck is going on? But then it just became a thing, right? And apparently, like, some of this stuff originated on TikTok with some of the other people, like Streets. I have no fucking idea. I'm not sitting here watching that. So some things I do just have to take, like people sending me screenshots of like, oh, like this is where it originated from, or other people's experiences of what they watched. People that I know and that I trust. But what has been accomplished? Nothing. You know what has been accomplished? I'm talking about actual good things. Nothing has been accomplished. And multiple individuals on whatever side, because I don't see any of these people on other sides. How much money have they gotten? I would like everyone to think about that. The amount of money that has been given via these emotional warfare campaigns, via the cult of personality. Because what did I say in the beginning? Cult of personality is a bitch. It's a real bitch. Am I sitting here crying victim that I was streamed on the side of the big blue building right after I'd gotten off the phone with the fucking LAPD? No. I just think in hindsight, and it's something that I've felt for a long time. It's just kind of weird. Because in those text messages that I shared earlier, you saw the individual say that they had received erroneous information about me. Right? And that they could see why. That I'm onto something. I'm an actual threat. While that may be true or not, I don't know, and I don't really care at this point. The reality is that these individuals, these groups, the reason why I'm not aligned with them is because A, they don't get anything fucking accomplished. They're out here grifting, actually grifting. And they're fucking with people's lives. You're fucking with people's lives, you're fucking with people's emotions, and you're fucking with people's money. And I get that money's not the end all be all. But let's not kid ourselves that we don't need to be able to put a roof over our heads and hopefully be able to eat and keep the lights on. And this is why I can't take the fucking stupid lawfare bullshit seriously. And whatever I'm doing behind the scenes with all of that ain't none of y'all's fucking business. Because I'm not a moron. Now, I would like to show, because this was just about a year ago, right? Just as a reminder for people, And I'm not saying that any of these individuals were involved in any of the things that I'm about to show you. But the timing, yeah, Wi-Fi too. The timing is interesting. It was about, maybe a month later. I started getting signed up for every single cult church. You see that? 11/22/24? Verify your email. Isn't that nice? Screenshot it. Screenshot it and say, why would I show you guys this if this was fucking legitimate? And also, I've shown it before. I got a bombardment giving my phone number. To these groups. To the Mormons as well. This all happened back to back to back. Then the Mormons started calling me. Then someone hacked my fucking email and registered me with the Mormons. And I was so frustrated and just replied, please stop contacting me because I'm an idiot. And obviously, like, it's an auto reply type thing, right? So they're not going to reply to me. But they hacked my email and somebody signed me up to go on a mission trip in fucking like Zambia. Okay. Oh, they also registered me for the Satanic Temple, which was the most insulting. So whoever did this, fuck you. Because that wasn't funny. They also signed me up to be a nun with the Sisters of Mercy, 11/26/24. And they also signed me up for the Islamic Society of Tampa Bay. Okay? So if we're out here noticing things, I don't see these things, all of these things, as unrelated, but I'm also not blaming anyone because can I necessarily prove it? Well, I don't know. Is it interesting that at that time, about a month prior roughly, and continuing a little bit further, I had been speaking in favor of, I guess you could say, trying to be objective about some of the protesters. But we know that the protesters, suicide trolls, do these types of things, right? Because let's not forget, the screenshots that you guys saw of me like crying on camera, that wasn't only happening because that happened more than once, but also putting other people that used to be in my life on the screen for hours as a form of intimidation, on top of reporting my nursing license from individuals all over the country. Okay, you get what I'm saying now? Oh, and at that time, again, because everybody wants to act like they're so fucking tough out here, I also had just had a miscarriage. Possibly the stress of this may have contributed to it. I don't know. I'm also not in the best health with my lady parts, as people know and like to exaggerate. So who really fucking knows? Right? Who really knows? Now, I'm going to take a break for 5 seconds, wet my whistle, and then we're going to go through the last bit of screenshots here. Okay? That way I can be done with this. Because Jesus, this is a long ass stream just to get through a bunch of bullshit. And this may seem like it's being disrespectful to Doug. But I would highly disagree. Because this is the community that was left behind, right? Because I had a conversation with someone for a couple of hours after the last stream that I did about Doug. And I'm not going to name them. You don't need to know. I'm the only one that comes with fucking receipts. So I will respect this person's anonymity. But they were friends with Doug. They were good friends. They would talk to Doug, pretty often on the phone. And this individual told me that there were people fucking with Doug. That they would be on the phone with him and he would get a call and like his entire mood would change. Like he was being pressured about something. I've long had my suspicions that because he didn't bend the knee to the cult of personality that is SPTV, as it was at that time, not what it is now, that may have contributed to it, but I also can't prove that, right? That's a bold claim. It's just my opinion. But this person also had interesting insight. Because they said, Doug used to get really pissed when you would talk about Leah Remini. And I said, I get it. It's weighing the pros and cons as someone going out in front of tens of millions of people on TV, right? So that's got to be a good thing, right? Obviously, I don't agree. And apparently this would upset Doug a great deal. And then Doug would have not nice things to say, which is absolutely okay. That's fine. But this person was telling me this to remind me that there was still that trigger, that switch, right? And so while he wasn't completely out, he wasn't completely fixed, he wasn't in, he was isolated. This is this person's experience that I'm not going to invalidate. That Doug was isolated from his own community and that he was being pressured. And again, could the stress of the situation have contributed to his demise? Quite possibly. But the reality is that we don't fucking know. And anyone who wants to pretend that they do know, go back and watch the first stream. Because until there's an autopsy report where we see what happened physiologically speaking in the body, we don't know what happened. And it's all open to fucking guessing. And even post-mortem, he is isolated and neglected by his community. Because how long? None of his community went and ordered that fucking paperwork. And I would like to make something very clear. I did not FOIA. No one FOIA'd that paperwork. I do not need people promoting my channel. I do not need your help, especially if you are going to misrepresent the information that I present, like that I FOIA'd Doug's death records. You have to pay for it. It was paid for. And how many times did I reiterate in the last stream, why aren't these people who take thousands and thousands of dollars and, in my opinion, fake fucking legal fees, why didn't they spend the $50 to order it? Some of them live there. They could drive there and go pick up the paperwork. Someone bought that paperwork for me and for Parker because of me and Parker. Because they knew that it was important to me and Parker. They didn't even fucking know Doug. They didn't come into this because of Doug. That's how fucking sad the ex-Scientology protester 1776, what the fuck ever community you want to call it, that's how fucking sad and pathetic they are. God forbid that you spare fucking $50, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. No. I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me. I'm not in the mood today. This topic makes me very, very angry. Extremely fucking angry. And I don't care about hurting people's feelings. Cry about it somewhere else. Corn, tighten it up. We're going to do this now because I'm live. So we're going to fucking do it. We're doing it live. I don't need you plugging my channel. You have repeatedly, because I've seen screenshots, sitting there using me as a way to like show that you're on the side of truth or that you're trying to help. And this has been happening for months and months and months. And I've been quiet about it, hoping that it would just go the fuck away. Not everything has to be FOIA'd. Some things have to be paid for. Okay? And when I repeat in that stream multiple times, why didn't any of them take some of that fucking money that they're grifting and order the paperwork? Why would anybody think that I FOIA'd that shit? You could also just literally go to like the county website and see the process to order it. Right? I'm not trying to be an asshole, man, but y'all have pushed me. There's so much shit that I'm not showing. I've got that fucking Saul dude, whatever the fuck his name is, in my fucking DMs on Instagram trying to fucking contact me. Someone Boggs, I don't know who the fuck that is, trying to contact me on Instagram. I've got other fucking emails. Y'all want to fuck around and find out? We'll fuck around and find out. Because you remember the impetus of me completely like walking away from this? Was the shit with the porn bomb, right? And who was so insistent on helping me? Chi. It was Chi that was trying to help, right? And she said that, she talked to the individuals who were in the video, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? I'm tired of like keeping it a fucking secret. I still have the unredacted screenshots. I will obviously never post them. But because everybody lied to me and said that I overreacted because I thought it was completely fucking inappropriate that was done, and I don't give a fuck how you feel about it, that stream is still up too, because I said what I said, and I say it with my fucking chest. That Danny and Leah were grateful for me informing Chi. Now, for those who are not familiar with this fucking lore of this community, I apologize. But I'm just saying, I have the text messages to fucking show that. Think that I don't. I do. So isn't it odd that someone who catfished a pedophile got involved with that, was so insistent on helping with that, and then all y'all fucking lied to me and gaslit me, right? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. I ain't here for it. Because why would someone expose a pedophile in one community, a violent sexual predator, but then be cool with someone else who catfishes a pedophile and allegedly spends like Christmas with them and doesn't spend time with their family? See how that doesn't really make sense? Doesn't really track for me. Okay. Now, let me pull up my last thing to even see what fucking shit I want to show. Because I was supposed to basically put this in the middle as some posterity here. But I think I have a few of these and we're definitely not going to read all of this, but hold on. Let's see. All right, so I am going to pull up this last little bit of the presentation here. That way you guys can see it. So, again, posterity, right? A lot of this is going up for posterity. Noticing things, noticing weird timing. As many of you know, I have. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna try to not cry. Fuck. I may. Whatever. You can fucking clip it. I don't care. As many of you know, I have really been in my downtime getting into the Delphi case. And Prof, the individual that I've referenced many times, I've been burning through his streams because when I say that I'm painting, I'm not painting art. I'm painting a house. I'm working, right? I'm working. So I've been listening and burning through a lot of Prof's content. His voice has become very calming to me. So I'm grateful for that. But he's said numerous times that in order to understand Delphi, you have to see the crime scene photos. And he did not share them. I just had heard it for like the 30th time, and I said, okay, obviously, I need to see them. And it wasn't hard to find them. And when you do have to see the photos to understand what was done to those girls. And when I say Delphi is real life True Detective, I can now say that with confidence. Yeah, well, Corn, if Delphi is an hour south of you, maybe take a fucking break from the stupid faking gay shit with the protester community and pay attention to the corruption in your own state. Not that far from you. I mean, Jesus, man. It's the opening scene of True Detective Season 1, where she's posed. The posing is different, but the sketches with the sticks and stuff, it's literally like the opening scene of True Detective, except for it's babies. Because they're teenagers, man. They're fucking kids. And when you see what was done to them, and seeing it for myself, the way that the sticks are placed on their bodies, and the way that they're posed, I understand now why Prof said that you have to see it to understand why the level of cover-up is so fucking insane. Because it is a cover-up. And there's no question of what was done to those girls. And don't be asking me for the photos, because I'm not going to send them to you. But I've been paying attention to the Delphi case. And for those on my Patreon, you know, there was, I think it was 2 Saturdays ago, I had realized and I had said, you know, I didn't realize that I had shared like one of the Mean Girls fucking tweets because they pop up in my feed, which I think is just like a cross pollination of these different fucking platforms, in my opinion, because I'm like watching Prof. I don't know that half of these people have fucking YouTube channels, but they're popping up in my feed, and then I see them talking shit about Prof, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? He comes with receipts. I immediately recognized what I was seeing because it's been done to me. Except for this is about 2 kids, one that was absolutely without a fucking question ritually sacrificed. It's an occult murder, whether people like it or not. You'll understand that when you see the photos. I get it now. I don't think I'll ever be over it, quite frankly. I don't think I'll ever fucking get over it, and I understand why Prof ain't fucking over it, because it's fucked up. But there's a lot of cross-pollination between the Suicide Troll Farm, Troll Central, what the fuck ever, on this side, with the ex-Sciento 1776 protester caravan motherfuckers, and the Delphi people. What common interest could there be? Could it be, let's see, the meth heads, the pedophiles? Is there possibly some white nationalist or occultist or magicians in the protester ex-Sciento 1776 meth head pedophile communities? Maybe. But there's a lot of shit stirring going on. Now, this one is for a little bit of brevity, so we can have a laugh. But yes, this is one of the Mean Girls. I just don't take a great deal of comfort in anyone having their throat slashed while held in a US prison. Time to log off of X for a while. Now, what in the world is she talking about? The murder of Ian Watkins. I don't know if you guys have seen old Dracula on the TikToks, but they pay this old man to dress up like Dracula and say hood rat shit. And someone made this meme, had my prison homie kill Ian Watkins because I never lost profits. It's funny because Ian Watkins was in the band Lost Prophets. So remember how I was talking about the Innocence Project and how I think it's sus? It's pretty weird that these people who, you know, are advocating for justice don't like it when life and reality kicks in. Because Ian Watkins was a fucking pedophile. But let's just keep scrolling through. Now, you guys saw the clip of me sharing that video about the Defense Diaries with fucking Bob Mueller, right? And his weird shit with fucking Gacy. And the fact that he wanted to be right next to Kathy Allen during the fucking Delphi trial. Well, he recently released this video with Josh Thiemann, which obviously I said, here comes the Process Church cover-upper movement. I said, I don't get why people take notes from the guy who deliberately misrepresented the late Maury Terry's work and profited greatly from it. Oh, and omitted the factual cult angle from the Cropsey documentary he did. The same cult that Maury investigated. Odd. Just like how he omits the porn stuff with Gacy, right? Yeah, it's kind of fucking inconvenient. Let's go ahead and continue. Now, this completely unrelated, but just to show you the odd timing. Because remember, I said at the very beginning of the stream, remember how Virginia McClary was talking about fucking AI, right? So this individual, Grok, do you think Dana Duda is a fake Christian? I want to trust her, but she has those horns. Talking about my little thumbnail logo thing. This is from 2 days ago, 10/19. She could be such a force for good if she is on the generative side of things. Do you think she is actually a Scientologist trying to control the opposition? Do you know if she is a Thalemite? Aleister Crowley is another Nepo baby cult leader trying to jizz all over your precious reality. Thalemites are creeps, no? Perverts, and who started their own Nepo baby worship cult. Please, Grok, make it make sense. Nothing seems real anymore, and everyone is under a thickened spell, being consumed as they throw their kids to the wolves. Please, bro, help it make sense. When I say that that's the weirdest shit that I've ever seen posted about me, and as you guys have seen, there's been some weird stuff posted about me. It's very odd. I see no evidence Dana Duda is a Scientologist or Thalemite. Her post consistently critiques Scientology's influence in scandals like Epstein's Circle, positioning her against such groups. Authentic Christianity shows in actions over avatars. Her work exposes cults and deceptive ops aligning with generative truth-seeking. Spells thrive on division, test spirits by fruits, not symbols, and focus on verifiable patterns to pierce illusions. Christ cuts through the noise. And they reply, thanks, Prometheus. I think she is the best at what she does. I'm glad I'm not wrong. Okay, let's go to the next one. Come on, I thought I hit the button. Fudge. Here we go. And then this individual replied to the post, and I said things have been going off the rails behind the scenes, talking about everything that we just spent the past 3 fucking hours talking about. And I said, but this was too blatant. And they say, behind the scenes of what? Who do you work for? Behind the scenes of the literal screen in your hand or TV or computer. Huh? As if I don't have receipts, but that's for Tuesday's show. I don't see a Bob Cox in here. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Who the fuck is Bob Cox? You know what? Fill me in later. And let's see, what else did they have to say here? I'm not trying to fit into your gay little club. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Do I ask you guys to blow smoke up my ass? Huh? Do I? I don't. I don't even ask you to hit the fucking like. I don't ask you to share occasionally, and it's been very minimal that I've asked people to share things. Very minimal. But then here's this person saying that Jesus is super sexy. Sexiest man to ever live. And I say this is gross. It's gross to me. I'm sorry. It's absolutely disgusting. I'm really not into it. Okay? And apparently they're a huge fan. But I don't need to convince anybody of anything. This is why I don't delete shit, and I said what I said. And that ain't gonna change. Just making this a little bit bigger, continuing through. Now, for those who have been paying attention, because I was notified by multiple people, oh shit, Heavy Metal Rehab is here. If you're going to be here a little bit, please stay because I have a question for you. This person, I'm not going to sit here and read all of this, but Hidden True Crime, a very big channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, has been running around doing this insanity, right? Kind of like the ex-Scientology community, just on a much larger scale. In regards to lawfare, restraining orders, fake and gay bullshit, right? But we're over here noticing. We just over here noticing things. Okay, so let's continue. And again, I get that some of these people are the mean girls. I'm just showing this so that people can see. Okay, so here's other people saying what they have to say about this frivolous ROs. Blaming the channel Law and Crime as a deflection. How true is all of this? I don't really know. But doesn't this sound familiar for those who are in the quote unquote protester ex Sciento community? But to bring it all full circle with the Son of Sam bullshit, because Neo and the fucking bootlickers over on Gutter Talk want to sit there. Don't forget to cup NYPD's balls. So here's Duty Braun. Don't know who they are, but these are retired NYPD with 536,000 subscribers, are sitting here platforming her, co-signing the bullshit. Don't you think that you too would be intimidated if you were someone with a much smaller channel and you had people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers? Because from what it sounds like to me, is that, yeah, it is a fake RO. And she did not, this is just my opinion, allegedly, supposedly, and that she just didn't want cameras in there because she knew that that shit was going to get thrown out. Doesn't that sound familiar? Well, I was going to ask you about it, Heavy Metal Rehab. I was going to ask first before I did that. But if you're cool with it, and I need you to check your email, because I emailed you, and that way we can have a conversation. But you got your head on a swivel, and you've noticed a lot of things, and I'm very fucking hesitant to give anybody a wrench. You can ask my chat. I let shit go fucking rogue. So, cool. All right. But here's one comment that I thought was interesting. I'm very hesitant to give people a wrench, but as long as you're cool with it, keep it, because you got a good eye. This person said, I can't help but wonder if these witches are part of Lori Daybell's cult. Oh, look, someone's spinning a fucking narrative. It's odd behavior, but to also target Kay and Colby and other survivors of that crime is at a minimum desperation for relevance, and at the worst, more of the same Daybell deadly mindset. Now, if she didn't even go to court, and she canceled, do you see what I mean about why are we doing this with victims, child victims of violent crimes? Why are people doing this shit? Because I'm going to point out another parallel when we're done. I got 2 more screenshots to get through. If you needed another reason to think that the FBI was a fucking joke, here's Coffin Daffer with this individual. Hashtag stalking, hashtag self-defense. That's how you know it's bullshit, when you get the FBI to co-sign. Did you both meet at CrimeCon? In person? Yes. So I think that, oh, and here's with this cut off, because we're not going to sit here and read through all of this shit, but why would Lauren run as soon as Law and Crime wanted to cover her story? Yeah, exactly. Why? One has to wonder. Because as we all know, when the FBI gets involved, it's officially a shitcoat campaign, right? And I get that, like, Coffin Daffer is fucking former FBI, as if you ever leave the agency, right? Come on, it's kind of like the CIA. We all know better. However, something else that's interesting that I would like to point out, and people can feel how they feel about it. Isn't it really weird that, it's been almost 2 years now? That for almost 2 years, the protester ex Scientology, 1776, caravan, pedophile, meth movement, that their whole thing was like kids can't consent, no more kids in Scientology. You guys saw the picture of the of the van. Thanks, JC. I appreciate that. Actually, I'm supposed to hit him up, so thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that very much. Thank you. You guys have been way too generous on this stream. It means a lot to me. Thank you. However, isn't it odd that that's what they were running on for such a long time? And now some of them, because people delete things, right? Or make things private, they don't even acknowledge it now. You get what I'm saying about patterns here? Because again, some of the suicide trolls from this seemingly unrelated community that has at least one confirmed violent pedophile in it from Indiana has crossover with the Delphi community. And that is the fruit of what has happened since the protester movement. You can blame it on whoever you want. I don't blame just one person. I think that the whole thing was a fucking op with fucking Lee Dundas at the helm. But that is the fruit of these communities coming together. Isn't there someone who has a No More Kids in Scientology channel on YouTube? Yeah, there is. I don't know what the username is. But they shared a video of Alonzo fucking talking about me. No, I'm not talking about a pedophile in y'all's community, in the Delphi community. I'm talking about a pedophile in this community, in the protester ex-Sciento community. That's what I'm talking about. A different one. Who was also from Indiana. Do you get what I'm saying? And apparently meth was rampant. Rampant. In the caravan movement, and apparently at some of the protests in California protesting Scientology, allegedly, supposedly. Isn't that odd? And isn't it odd that someone was approached to plant weapons on the Patriots one state over in Chicago, right? By the FBI. Do you see what I say when I have no alliances with these motherfuckers? You dig? I hope that you understand. I believe that there will be a lot of people from the cult of personality, of various personalities, that are going to go bye-bye. And that's fine. Because I'm not here for subscribers. I'm not here for numbers. I can't say the same about any of you. And that's a fact. Because I've watched this entire time y'all be raking shit in, raking in the dough, and no one could pony up the $50 fucking to order the records for Doug. Doug deserved better, and he still does. But I hope I've made it very clear by showing the emails, the text messages, the posts that have been deleted, the transcripts of chats. I'm not fucking stupid, and I'm not the one. Don't fuck with me. You want to send your Antifa, not Antifa, suicide trolls? Because there's two sides of the suicide trolls. I understand that I left the Antifa part out. You want to send them? Go for it. I don't give a fuck. These people don't talk about me generally because they know that whatever I find, I can come and I can put it up here. This isn't my opinion. This is what other people have told me. Now, whether they're blowing smoke up my ass or not, I have no idea. But I've been told by countless individuals who don't know each other that these motherfuckers do not plug me because they know if they fuck with me, they've seen what I can do and what I can find. It's not a threat, it's a promise. So don't fuck with me because you don't scare me. Because I've been through the whole suicide troll thing. I've already been there, done that. And they almost won. That was a bad time. But, you know, it's funny, and I'm going to end here. It's kind of funny how, depending on what socials you're using, it's almost like the algorithm can kind of read your brain, right? Kind of freaks you out. Things will pop up in your feed sometimes that are things that you need, that are helpful. Specifically, in relation to the death of my mother. And so, you know, if you like something, especially on TikTok, you kind of get more things in the algorithm specifically about grief, you know, parent loss, things of that nature. But a common theme that I see, and a common thing that, you know, I've seen quotes of, or, you know, looked up on websites like grief support websites, is you can't hurt me. My mom's dead. So y'all can try and fuck with me. You have, but you can try. I have nothing to lose. Okay? I have lost. Let's just keep it the number that I gave. $10,000 stolen. Lost my house. Got sick. Have moved 3 times by myself. Which isn't fun when you're a chick, especially when you're short like me. It's a real pain in the ass. Okay? I have a hard time reaching shit. Lost a baby and lost my mother in less than 2 years. You think that you can hurt me, but you can't. All you're going to do is make me mad. And I think I've made it quite clear that I'm happy to just lay it all out here if I'm mad. So don't fuck with me. And if any of the individuals that I have shown today continue to fuck with me, please be aware. All communications are in a drive, ready to go. And they will be published unredacted in full if you fuck with me. Because guess what? Nobody's email address is a state secret. Neither is anybody's name. And I know that I've had to learn that lesson the hard way. Correct. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Take that to the bank.